Hello my dear students of class 6. Today we will read the next part of the text, the shepherd's treasure, right? So in the last class we saw that the other governors complained about the new governor or about the shepherd who was given the charge of governor, right, by the king. Now they complained to the king, and the king also discovered that yes, the shepherd was carrying an iron chest. Then what will happen, that we will see today. So one day the new governor was summoned to the palace. Summoned means was called, was ordered to come. Okay. So when any higher authority calls any person in lower rank, then that is summoning, right? So one to the new governor was summoned, means the king summoned the new governor to the palace. Palace means the king's, that building. Okay. He came riding on his camel. And to everyone's delight, to everyone's happiness, the famous iron chest, and a iron box was there, fastened securely behind him on the camel's back. That iron chest was tied, okay, securely means with security or with means care, so carefully behind him on the camel's back. So the iron chest was tied properly on the camel's back behind him. Now the king became angry. He thundered, means he shouted, "Why do you always carry that iron chest with you? What does it contain? Why do you carry that iron chest along with you? What does it contain? What does it have inside that iron chest?" The governor smiled. So instead of replying, the governor smiled at first. He asked his servant to bring in the chest. Go and bring the chest. How eagerly the people standing around waited for the shepherd to be found out. So the others who were standing, they are very much eager, very much curious. They were standing around and they were waiting to prove that new governor was very much dishonest. That's why they were eagerly waiting for the shepherd to be found out guilty actually. But how great was their astonishment! Their surprise, their amazement was very much great. And even of the king himself, means everyone was surprised, amazed, when the chest was opened. The iron chest was opened. What happened then? But how great their astonishment, and even the king himself, when the iron chest was opened. No gold or silver or jewels, but an old blanket was all that came out. So inside that iron chest there was no gold, no silver, nothing, but what came out? An old blanket came out, holding it up proudly, okay, with prestige, pride. The shepherd said, "This is my dear master, is my only treasure. Only my treasure, right? I always carry it with me," the shepherd said, or the new governor replied. That's all. Thank you. We will continue in the next class.